Hello, welcome to my stream. Welcome, welcome. My name is Sel, and tonight we're playing Paranormasight. And I will just wait one moment while I get my stream up. Okay, there we go. A little bit later stream tonight, but that's because I had to charge my phone. So, alright. Gotta go to do the little thing that Twitch really wants me to do, which is go to my dashboard first, then go back to my channel and open up my stream. Okay. I love this music. Alright. Start game. Okay. Alright, we're all the way over here. Okay, so we're gonna do this one, because this is the one we have to do. Okay. Hajime Yoshimi's death. Nojima's threat of mass murder. The problems just pile up, putting the detective's goal of collecting all the curse stones in jeopardy. Tsutsumi leaves Ario to handle the investigation while he catches a quick break. Okay. Are we done with our break now? Is that what's happening, or are we taking a break? Kinshibori Park. I recognize the kanji for park at the end. It's koen, right? Is park? Anyway. I was just reviewing my kanji the other day, that's why I remembered. Okay. Sorry for the wait, boss, but I managed to gather some information. Took you long enough. Okay. You know what, let's think what we can move. Have we always been able to do that? Where can we move to? Oh, move locations to a different place, maybe? To investigate something? I don't know. Well, we've got ourselves quite the mess. Strange deaths popping up all over the place that may or may not have something to do with the curses. We also need to keep looking into Yoshimi and Nojima. For now, we better start following up the few leads we've got. Guess I'd better see what Aria's found out. Okay. Yes, we will do that. But first, we need to look at we can't even look around very much, can we? We're really locked in on this guy. Haha, I got a bird sticker. Look at that. Ha. Oh, okay, I already got it. It is a sticker, though, so it's going to continue sticking. Okay. Look at our surroundings. Forensics has finished their investigation, and the body's been carried away. That said, we're still closing the park to the public, at least for the time being. This place really giving me the creeps last night. But it looks pretty normal now with the sunset, with the sun out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's look at him. He's been up all night gathering information. I cannot do deep voices right now. But deep, I mean deep for me. I know they don't come across that way. Must be nice to be young and have that kind of energy. But I'm glad to have him on my side. It gave me a chance to rest up. Okay. Let's talk to him now. Things at the station were pretty hectic, but I managed to get some info. Let me fill you in. Thanks, the floor's yours. A total of 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including the one in this park. So let's start with that one. The young man we found here? He's been identified as Shogo Okie, 25-year-old, a regular old office worker who worked around here. He died of asphyxiation due to water in the lungs. He drowned. He drowned in the middle of the park? That's not possible. It's gotta be a curse we're dealing with here. About that, boss, isn't this park associated with one of those 7 mysteries too? Yeah, the Whispering Canal. That's right, the Whispering Canal. It does have a little quiz. It does seem like there'd be a link between a canal and death by drowning, don't you think? Sharp thinking, Ario. You're starting to get the hang of this. So, let's assume they're related. What's next? Before that, the body of a woman was found in a residential complex in Kamizawa. The victim has been identified as Tawako Ayashi, 29-year-old. She was an office worker who lived on her own in the area. As for the cause of death, well, yes. The entirety of her body was crushed by some kind of strong external force. No murder weapon was discovered in the area, but considering the way she was found, we're looking for something large, flat, and heavy, and that could have crushed her in one fell swoop. Hang on, are you saying she was stepped on Meaning... Ooh, wait. Wait. This... It's not the foot washing mansion, is it? Maybe? Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, it is. Okay. I was like, here, that's... Exactly. Crushing is the foot washing mansion's modus operandi. The place the body was discovered is also known to be related to the Seven Mysteries. Then is this Namagaki's doing? Shit, I knew he'd used it. Judging by the amount of soul dregs, the victim was just a regular person, not a curse bearer. Guess we should report this to Paranormal Affairs. Got it. And as for the third victim? He was identified as Kohei Janucci, 32, a teacher at Komagata High. He was found in the school's courtyard. Cause of death appears to be external trauma from a fall or heavy blow. The impact crushed his arms and legs. Since he was found in the middle of the courtyard, he couldn't have been from the gymnasium, or he couldn't have fallen from the gymnasium or the main building. A teacher dying at a school. And not just any school. Komagata houses one of the Seven Mysteries. Do I know this one? Oh, right, that's what that is. Oops. I don't think is that a read? It's not this one. Yeah. I know that one. Fool's Procession? Oh, right, okay. I was like, I thought I should know this one. Who has this one? Wait. Didn't what's-her-face? What? Hold on. Okay, yeah. So I was confused because last time she was like, I don't know how he died. It's a mystery. And she, like, literally doesn't know. Though, like... Okay. Wait, right? The game is, like, tricking me. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Right. It's where the Fool's Procession is supposed to be. It's too big of a coincidence. We can't rule out the possibility that this death was also the work of a curse. I see. Either way, or well, maybe that's what he said, I don't know. It seems all three victims can be tied to Seven Mysteries. That's probably a curse bearer. There's probably a curse bearer at the center of it all, pulling his strings. But you've got a point. All these strange deaths do point in one direction. That's right. One Direction did it. That's right. And Hajime's case wasn't all that different either. He also died of mysterious causes in a place connected to the Seven Mysteries. Problem is, the timing doesn't match up. He died before the curses were activated. Could he have been hit by a different curse? One that didn't have anything to do with the Seven Mysteries? That's a thought, but if that were the case, we'd be dealing with a powerful practitioner. One who could pull off a curse like that without using a curse stone. There aren't many people in this day and age who could do something like that. Oh, really? I see. I don't know too much about that stuff. I'd be more surprised if you did. Okay. Talk about it some more. Well, looking at these deaths, it seems like many of the curse bearers acted last night. But we can't rule out that there are more killings from which the bodies haven't been found. Yikes, I hadn't thought of that. But there is one silver lining. Judging by my own curse stone, it seems that the curses can't be activated while the sun's out. Oh, that's great news. So basically, we're safe during the daytime? Exactly. It's also likely why Najima gave us till dusk. Ah, He must have known the curse stones couldn't be used during the day. Either way, we got till midnight to settle this. It's time we flushed out the other curse bearers. Aye, boss. Let's do this. Okay. At the moment, we only know the identity of 4 curse bearers, you included. Itaro Namagaki had the foot wash you mentioned, and Hideki Araishi had the ever-burning lantern. We've got both of their curse stones. And then there's Najima, who claims he has the one-sided read. Yeah, that about sums it up. Okay. Oh. This is so useful. I was like already kind of being like, who has what now? Okay. Tsumi has all of these. And then we know Najima has that one. Okay. So Yako and Shigima. Shigima still has? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. We'd better figure out who the remaining 5 are quick. How should we go about looking for them? There's no point in searching blindly without a lead. Let's focus on other things for now. Tracking down Najima may lead us to the other curse bearers too. Either way, he should be our top priority. He could do some real damage if we don't get him. I also want to look a little more into Yoshimi. I've got a feeling there's some connection there. Aye, boss. Sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Okay, cool. Talk to you some more. Okay, let's talk about... I asked around Sumada's Community Safety Bureau where Yoshimi was stationed. Seems like he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michio Shiraishi. Wait. Okay, no, okay, never mind. It's like, okay, hold on. Yeah, I heard about that. He was trying to determine whether it really was suicide. Looking into the height of the building, the force of the impact, her wounds, all that. He must have suspected some kind of foul play, because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide, and his superiors told him not to go stirring things up. Huh. What was the evidence? Well, according to a report I found on his desk last night, the body was found at the foot of a building, a ways away from the road. There was no evidence of vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide, but he thought there was more to it. Yes, a truck or other flat-faced vehicle traveling at high speeds could have inflicted similar damage. In other words, sometimes a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall. So there is a chance that it wasn't a suicide. But what a terrible way to go. There were no brake marks on the road, meaning it would have been a hit and run. The vehicle would have hit her without slowing down at all. This is turning into quite the grisly case. But the vehicle couldn't have come out from a collision like that unscathed. Exactly, so I asked the Traffic Bureau to keep an eye out for any vehicles with frontal damage. But I haven't heard back from them yet. I don't think they're looking very hard. So we've got no proof. That said, if it was a traffic accident rather than suicide, it's possible that someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth. That's true. You think the driver is the one who did him in? Not quite. Yoshimi had already talked up to forensics in the Traffic Bureau, right? His death wouldn't have covered things up. You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, it doesn't seem like enough reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right. Unrelated, but I got something else too. I managed to get a hold of Michio Shiraishi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch over the course of his investigation. Might be a good idea for us to drop by too. Good thinking. Hopefully that'll give us some more leads. Alright, let's move on to the next topic. Okay, next topic. Nope, same topic. Remember the girl Yoshimi met the day he died? One Hitomi Okuda? Community Safety didn't have any contact information for her on hand. Not even an address. Well, they had her parents' information, but when I called, they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. Lots of family issues, from the sound of it. They even said they didn't want anything to do with her anymore. That said, she still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there. Not sure we really have the time for a stakeout right now. But she could be a key witness. Can't we have Community Safety track her down for us? We can ask, but it might be tricky to get it all done today. For starters, Komagata High School is closed today. Ah, because of the teacher that died? That's right. Alright. But it's not something we can do today. But if it's not something we can do today, we may have to forget about it. Let's move on then. I got some information about Yoshimi's fiancée from the community safety. Her name is Mayu Chuzawa, 27-year-old. She works as a beautician in the area. Look, I haven't managed to get a picture of her. She sure is a beauty. But, oh boy, here it comes. But what? Community safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died. Not by phone or at her house. In other words, no response. Dead silence. There it is. Can't things be easy for once? Okay. Mayu Chozawa. Mayu is a beautician and the fiancé of Hajime Yoshimi, a police officer with the Sumida Police Department. Mayu's current whereabouts remain unknown. She is really pretty. Wow. Okay. It's definitely starting to look suspect. A crime of passion, perhaps? Huh? It is fairly common for people to be killed by a lover or a spouse, but Yoshimi is well liked, and they'd been together for over 10 years. You never know. Things could be different behind closed doors. I guess so. But we'll have to consider the opposite scenario, too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi was after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger. You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking for her. Well, we'll know as soon as she's found. Okay. Okay, good. Let's talk about Najima. HQ has mobilized a search unit for Najima, but so far, we haven't received any word. Guessing he wasn't at home or at work? About that. Apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago. You serious? So we have no idea where he lives? It gets worse. I checked in with the factory he was working at. They told me he was only there for a month before he quit. Hold on a second. You're telling me nobody caught that? Well, I had the same thought, so I spoke to his probation officer. Turns out he'd been doing house visits and interviews, but never bothered checking on his workplace. He also said he'd lost track of Najima when he moved to a new place. Geez, that's just sloppy. I've heard that they're giving parole to just about anyone these days, because they're running out of rooms in the prison. Which also means there aren't enough probation officers to go around. Dude's probably overworked. So Najima got to fuck about unsupervised. God damn it. That asshole is annoyingly good at faking remorse. Or insanity. Whatever the situation calls for. Back when I arrested him all those years ago, just talking to him left a bad taste in my mouth. He's probably hiding under a false name, which will make it hard to track down. That explains why he so brazenly made contact. That asshole. He's mocking us. Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot is being filed. That's gonna take way too long. We only have until dusk. Okay. Let's talk about it some more. Speaking of Najima. Yeah. Did you manage to reach your daughter? It'd be best to put her into protective custody as soon as possible. Not yet. I can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when they went to the house either. That's not good. Does that mean she never came home? Jesus face. And why weren't you the one trying to reach her? Shut up. I don't have her contact info, alright? Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh? Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency and that we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree. I guess that explains why you got divorced. But if you, her former father, can't find her, how the hell did Najima do it? Former, eh? That cuts deep. Yikes, sorry. It just kinda slipped out. Anyway, I suspect it has something to do with his curse echo. Back on topic already, huh? He said his curse could kill a lot of people in a short time. It may even allow him to act from a distance. I see. The one-sided read. What was that story about again? Something about a man stalking a woman who goes insane and chops her up. Ah, right. One of the more gruesome of the 7 mysteries. As for Najima's whereabouts, all we can do is throw more people at it until we find something. I'll check in with HQ frequently to see if they've got any updates. And that's about it. Shall we continue our investigation? We could go to Kamagata High School to look into Hitomi Okuda, or to Michio Shiraishi's house to find out more about her. Okay, let's move. Okay. Oh, hey. Oh yeah, don't forget to hydrate. That's true, it's true. Oh, it's almost 7 a.m. where you are? Wow. Very different, very different. 9:30 here. But yeah, feel free to lurk. Thanks for lurking and sticking around. Thanks for the good wishes. Nice to see you back. Okay. Two options. I kind of don't want to do this one because I'm not really doing good with the voices for them today. So, all right. But yeah, I'll hydrate here. Okay. Summary of previous events. Throughout the night, Richter continues to gather information about the cursed stones, while Haraway lies awake until dawn, while Haraway lies awake until dawn, preoccupied by the prospect of bringing her lost child back to his life. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling? I don't really know what his accent is. Or anyone's, actually. I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today. How's your curse stone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interested. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers, but I did get some research done in what limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. Okay, hold on. Hold on, we gotta look for a bird. Anyone see a bird? I'm gonna find the birds. I know there's a ton of birds that I haven't found yet, but whoa, they're really giving me really limited range of motion here. Birds. Birds. No birds. Okay, hold on, we gotta think first. Before we do anything, we always gotta think. We may be surrounded by curses and death, but it matters little. My only concern is whether I can see my child again. Okay, yeah, we know. Oh, whoops. Oh, anyway, we'll look at the entrance. No one's in the mansion at the moment. The door has been locked shut. The housekeeper has already left after cleaning and preparing the food. Okay, didn't really want to look at that, but oh, okay. I just want to look at surroundings, but there's more to look at too. This is the old mansion where I was born and raised. That's... Thanks for that info. The town is beginning to wake up once more. The clamor of society can be heard from beyond the garden gates. Like any day, a cloud of pollution drifts out from the industrial area. Okay, cool. We're gonna look at him. He's looking a bit tired. He must have been up all night investigating. Aw, poor buddy. By the way, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul drags, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purposes. Oh, I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect. Compensation? Cash, for instance? That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it? Of course. Why, any amount would be fine if it'd get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way I did back with the ransom. Okay. With that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. Okay. About the curse bearers. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning? No, I haven't. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. I'm getting all their voices just a little bit off. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found, but they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention in the streets. Oh my. Only 3? That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough soul dregs. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little on the low side. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bearers might just be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul dregs yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action. And then we offer them the deal. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. I wonder if this situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? His little hand over here is weird. It's right behind me, actually. Oh no, it's grabbing me. It's freaky. You can't really see it very well, but like, it's not wrong direction. Hold on. See, like, look at it, like, it's reaching, just like poking out there. I don't like it. Okay. You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Some luscious hair. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they are likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers? You've got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite. This would be very risky, since a curse bearer, they themselves would become a target. So it'd only be more convenient for them if the curse bearers moved less aggressively. That's right. But despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. If the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves. You mean their intention was also to steal the souls while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is the safest course of action, which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same strategy. So, how should we do it? There's still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. How do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we can do is search. Okay. No, we're not done talking about the curse bearers yet? It's so hard to say curse bearers. When I said it right there, it almost sounded like curse berries, and I kind of like that better. Curse berries. So cute. Okay. If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there is even a rite of resurrection? Good, his mouth. Good question. The rat could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught, do you want to give up, ma'am? Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. Okay. Oh my gosh. Woo! Zoomed out shot. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them, but I only managed to get detailed information on 2. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery, ma'am. He didn't say ma'am, but he's doing the ma'am hat. He's doing the ma'am hat. First, there's a Yame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoricho Park. You even determined her address. You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I called every single university with ukiyo-e in the curriculum pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. It doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were Investigator Extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She is planning to steal the curse stones just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Next is a tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out with the way he dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive. What can I say? He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct? Yes, they've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seems to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I'd assume she'd want her factories running all at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down. That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Yeah, remember when we talked about all that? Like, literally these two. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if their right would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare? Ha! Now that's an interesting thought. Okay. I ran into one more suspicious-looking young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul drags, right? Indeed. I couldn't get a good look at him, though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame. But I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name is Hideki Arishi, and the man I met was very similar in stature. Oh my. Even he is involved? How awfully suspect. Considering his background, wouldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. Okay. I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer. First, I'll return to Hihaku Soap, see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Waragasua Street. Okay, we're done. I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Komagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei Janucci. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure. It's possible. But regardless, this means the two people who know the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up a course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no? It's true both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. what if to awaken the curses, you had to, like, use a curse to kind of, like, unplug it? And then, like, you had to use a curse, each one of the curses. I don't really know how the police officer died in Yasuda Gardens, but Michio, she definitely had the Fool's Procession one, right? So maybe you had to just use it once on everyone. Right? That makes sense. Okay, about the serial killings. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? I still can't use the curse stones. Taking a walk should be a fine place to start. Right. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. Okay. Where are we gonna go? Need to reach a park, South Vargasui Street. Let's go to the high school. It's the farthest one away after all. Gotta take a drink while we're going. Okay. Here we are at Ground Zero, Komagata High School. I guess it's logical that the police has got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. Okay, let's think first. 2 people have died, a teacher named Kohei Janucci and a student, Michio Shiraishi. Is there anything else to be gained here? Okay. First off, there's gotta be one of those birds. Gotta find a bird. Where's the bird? Don't tell me there's no birds. This is the perfect place for a bird. No birds? That's crazy. Okay, let's look at the surroundings first. The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. More people around, the better we can blend in. Okay. There are just 2 things to look at? It seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry has been strictly prohibited. Okay. I don't know what your accent is, Richter. He appears to be wary of those police officers. Maybe the police really do have something against private investigators, just like in those detective novels. Okay. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled, since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what students have to say. Yeah, inquire. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. See ya. I'm back, ma'am. So what did you learn? That school kids sure love good rumors. I was practically drowning in stories about Mr. Janucci and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. But most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. But there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Janucci. Really? The story's got 2 pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them wasn't new to me. Apparently he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtail girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up to fan the flames. But if it were true, I want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. That's an amazing find. I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it is to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't, no. Sure. Let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house. Okay. I can imagine the students are uneasy after learning of the murder. It may do well to stay home for some time, if not for fear of their safety. The police are probably too wrapped up in solving the case to be concerned about the students' mental health. I can see that. Okay. It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling students' personal information. That's right. I don't want a student being kidnapped on their way back home ever again. I expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in. What's this about? Actually, just forget I said anything. Okay. I think we've looked at everything. I think that's it. Are we going to Michio's now? Okay, let's go to Michio's house. Funny that I'm going there with these guys before I'm even going there with Tsutsugi and Aria. How did it go? I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home. However, no one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was a stack of newspapers out front. Let's think. I don't understand why no one comes to this house, even after Michio committed suicide. I wonder if this place is okay. Okay, just want to make sure we didn't have anything new. There's gotta be a bird around here. Bird? I don't see any birds. Okay. It's a bit quieter over here. It is a residential area after all. All these run-down row houses really scream working class, don't they? It's not really all that much to look at. I never liked these messy and cluttered back streets. They give me the jitters every time. It's reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richter accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing, always investigating and chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it. Okay. Let's talk. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out the Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now single mother, relocated here. At first they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in return. So far so good. What happened? Well, as I said, their reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name. So what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him not to hit Michio. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the shiraishi standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under our current laws, police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned to the home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shirishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems that they were still considered outsiders, even after 3 years of living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one's partner's personality does a complete turn after entering into a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. Okay. Konkichiro Iwai, the common-law husband of Michio Shiraishi's mother, Toshiko Shiraishi. Konkichiro started coming and going from the Shiraishi household a little over a year ago. It seems he has served some time in prison, but the details are unknown. Okay. What else have we got? But the Shiraishi certainly had it looked out with theirs, bringing such a violent man into it. What? Okay, never mind. Okay. Are we done already? The Shiraishis were dealt a tough hand. I can't imagine what it was like. Could it be the girl was forced by her circumstances to take part in the kidnapping? Okay, that's it. Alright, let's move out, I guess. Let's go down to South Waragasui Street. Oh, this is a soap place. Gotta take a drink while we travel. Okay. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters are on the other side of South Waragasui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. Okay, let's think before we do anything. Gotta use our brain. Think. Like Winnie the Pooh. So an influential person at Hihaku Soaps is potentially a curse bearer. Richter proposed we use money to negotiate for the curse stones, but we could hardly outbid a large corporation if it came down to it. Yeah, okay. There's gotta be one of these birds around. Where's the bird? I don't even know the point of the birds. Wow, there's like really... Every time we travel, there's like less room to look around. The scenes keep getting smaller and smaller. Okay, let's look at surroundings. Back in the Edo period, the canal known as South Waragasui ran through this area, but it's been turned into a major road. It's a bit away from Kinshicho Station and Ryogoku Station, though it's still considered a nice area. The stories of the ever-burning lantern and the foot-washing mansion both took place around here. One of the bodies discovered this morning was found by this road as well. This is quite a lively area, huh? I suppose you could call it somewhat of a city center? South Waragasui Street. I feel like we've talked about this place all the time. It's nice to finally... Okay, let's click on our mockingbirds. Okay. You know, we haven't got... We've made a good dent. Okay. South Waragasui Street. A Waragasui, literally partitioning ditch. Ah, I see. Refers to a waterway. See, you learn Japanese words all the time. Partitioning ditch. Refers to a waterway dug down the middle of a road so as to divide it. Instead of using a double yellow line, you use a canal? Huh. Maybe it's just the... What's this? Partitioning ditch. So it's meant to partition? That's crazy! Why would you dig a whole ditch? Anyway, at the dawn of the Edo period, the Honjo district was little more than a collection of suburban rice farms. As the area became more developed, the South Waragasui was excavated in order to drain rainwater into the Yokojiken River to the east. Though it served the people long and faithfully, it was converted into an underground culvert at the beginning of the Showa era. In the present, no trace of it remains on the surface but the street that bears its name. Okay. Alright, so we just have the building? Okay. To think a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsue Yamamori is called the queen. Okay. Hihaku Soaps. Oh, it's a pretty little logo. A chemical producer that ranks 4th largest in the domestic detergent market and 7th largest in the cosmetics market. From its humble beginnings as a small soap factory established after the war in 1946, founder Natsue Yamamori utilized her feminine perspective and a well-timed economic boom to boldly lead the company into new markets. Even as the market grew crowded with the industrialization of Sumida City, the company continued to expand, digging its roots deep into the area. In particular, it established itself as a household name by focusing its branding toward the rapidly expanding convenience store market. Its flagship products now include cosmetics, detergent, soap, shampoo, and more. The company's name, Hihaku, can also refer to kasori, a type of patterned fabric. Does it use this type of pattern? Oh wow, it's like static. Interesting, is this supposed to be like a little TV symbol? That's cool. Nice detail. Oh, new person of interest. I got an achievement for getting info on all of the persons of interest. Hello, Suryoku. Welcome, welcome. Wow. This is all the persons of interest. This is every single person in the world that exists. Natsue Yamamori. Natsue is the former president of Hihaku Soaps, a large chemicals company. Though she retired from her position 2 years ago, she still wields great influence over the company from her position of chairwoman. Recently, there have been rumors about her possessing strange and powerful magical abilities, earning her the nickname the Witch of Hihaku. That seems like it's just misogynistic. Prior to the war, Natsue enjoyed working her dream job at a textile factory. She was forced to face the bitter reality of the world, however, when the factory was destroyed by fire during the war, and she was ordered to rework the fabric she had painstakingly crafted into something more suitable for blue-collar work. Witnessing the rise of popularity in Western-style clothing in the post-war period, Natsue left the textile industry. However, a nod to her past can be seen in her company's name, with Hihaku being another name for kasori, a type of fabric featuring patterns and images woven with dyed fibers. Having long been dissatisfied with the soap supplied at the textile factory, Natsue saw a business opportunity and set up her own small soap factory. Taking inspiration from imported soap brands, she developed new products which quickly gained a good reputation. Ever the shrewd businesswoman, Natsue ran an aggressive promotional campaign on TV featuring a popular Japanese singer, rapidly turning Hihaku Soaps into a household name. No, this isn't even the interesting ones. It's literally all of them. It's literally all of the people ever. That's it. I mean, it's persons of interest, but that's like just all the people. Everyone's interesting in their own way. You see. This is just it. There's no other people. Which means we have a few more curse bearers that are, I think, unaccounted for. And so they're among the group here. They're among us, if you will. Some of these are no curse bearers, of course. Like Tsutsumi here, of course, and he's got like 5 of them. Yep, they're sus. They are. What do you mean curse echo? Question mark. We knew. What do you mean? Does it change? No, I was like, does it change depending on who we talked about? It doesn't, because like I was like if Is it like perspective of like what branch you're in? But no, because like we don't know who Yako is in this branch of the story, so huh. Yeah, I guess. Okay. I like they very, very boldly have Richter down as none. I find that very suspicious, actually. Okay. You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary? That's correct. Do you think it's possible she's acting on her orders? He's acting on her orders. That's exactly my thinking. A curse bearer with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. Okay. Oh, we're not done looking at the building yet. The business is up and running. I can see people inside the reception area. Oh, still not done? Oh, no, we are done. Interesting. Surroundings has a check mark. This does not. Do we need to talk to him more? Was there something we... Let's think. So an influential person at Hihaku Soaps is potentially a curse bearer? Richter proposed... Oh, wait, no, wait. Yeah, we've already read that. Okay. Let's look at Richter. Give him a good look. There's a lot to take in. He tells me he barely slept last night, and yet he seems so brimming with energy. When we were back at your house, Harway, you were like, he looks so tired, he must have stayed up all night. And now you're like, I don't know, he seems really energetic. Come on. Was I too that resilient at his age? Perhaps it's what sets apart a detective from the rest. Maybe. Detectives are people who drink caffeine. Okay. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. Let's just keep looking at him. Honestly, there's a lot. There's a lot to take in. He's a lot. He's a lot. It'll be better if I go inside the headquarters alone. You should walk around. Visit a cafe for some tea, perhaps. Okay. Well, we can't turn very far, Richter, so... Okay. I'm going to go in. I may be a while, so feel free, presumably, to find somewhere to kill time. Good luck. Okay, good luck in there. Can't take your eyes off him. He does attract attention. Sorry to keep you waiting. How did it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. You know, honestly, for a private detective, he should look a little bit more like... you know, like... incongruous, you know? Like, he should really blend in a little bit better. Right now, he really stands out. People can be like, oh, a strange man came by, and they'll be like, what did he look like? Oh, well, like... a cowboy, or like he had a huge belt buckle and his shirt unbuttoned down halfway and really like luscious thick hair with a hat, like yeah, a little more private, a little less detective. Yes, exactly. He's just like a little bit obvious and he's really identifiable. Okay, I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt he's the man I saw last night. But it doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer. But that doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? And, see, no. Flashback. I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night, however. You said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think there was a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess I am a curse bearer. I possess the curse stone of the haunting clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It is a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. I don't know about the soap business. I didn't know that the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is the prerogative of Mrs. Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Ms. Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it's now the site of these curses run rampant. So you're telling me the Queen of Hihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamyodo, who's gallantly working behind the scenes exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. Yeah, she's a witch goddess. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understood what I'm talking about, you must hand over that curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now? We have 6. No, you don't. 6? Whoa, I can rest at ease then. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we are on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to, but I promise I'll return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and phone number, I presume. How prudent of you. I'll oblige. Are you guys gonna go on a date later? Is that what he's asking why he wants your number? He got your number, sir. You didn't even notice. And that's how it went. So they aren't after the right after all. I wouldn't be so quick to trust him. Oh? I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 curse stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive. Well, now I feel gullible. Yeah, they're in love. Exactly. Well, I don't know if Richter is super into it yet, but I think, you know, once he asks him out on a, you know, once, like, Takumi calls him up, asks him to get some coffee, you know, after Richter spent a night out investigating, he's very tired, and Takumi, like, buys his coffee for him, you know, I think he'll warm up. You know? There's hope there. There's hope there. The company is plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the curse stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. Because the chairwoman's a witch? I wonder about that, too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he do that? Recently, people have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that Hihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. That's unsettling. Okay. By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Hihaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Despite that, I have reason to believe Hihaku Soaps is deeply involved with 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. Well, duh, they're involved. We should avoid Hihaku for the time being. It'll be a pain if I have to deal with Takumi again. Okay. Alright, looks like we're all done. Let's think before we leave. How interesting that the Queen of Hihaku, or the witch, whatever she is trying to get her hands on the rite of resurrection. It's like some kind of dark fairy tale. Regardless of what is or isn't true, we must stay one step ahead. Alright, let's move. Let's go to Midoricho Park, I guess. And while we travel, gotta take a drink. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Ayame Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. Okay. This doesn't look like a place where those birds would be. Oh! Nope, there is a bird. Yeah. Okay, cool. It's rare, huh? That's nice. Okay. I really hate that you don't pick them up. I really want to take them. Okay, is it just surroundings? Is there anything else to click on? No. Okay, surroundings. This place is connected with the story of Taiku of Sugaru. Not only that, Katsushika Hokusai's Katsushika Hokusai's home was also in this area. That might be why Ayame chose to live here. Okay. Midoricho Park. We've been here before. Like, how is that? Collecting them all will bring good luck. Is that equivalent to something in gameplay? Midoricho Park. A small park bordering South Waragasui Street, sporting a mixture of cherry and evergreen trees. Although unremarkable in most respects, its small playground always attracts a number of children come evening. While no trace remains in the modern day, it stands on what was once the site of the Sugaru estate. The legendary artist Katsushika Hokusai is also believed to have been born in the vicinity. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a while, I mean, to like get through the name, like, first. Then it's not so bad. Wait, we didn't think! We gotta think before we talk to him, at least. It's always heartwarming to see children playing in the park. I clicked on Richter. Richter seems to like kids. Perhaps because they're on the same wavelength? Are they, though? Okay, let's think. It seems picking up Ayame's trail is out of the question for now. Why did we even come here? Because it was the last place we hadn't gone yet? We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check out Ayame's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I'd prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace of her movements. Then be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. Yeah, just think about Richter. Instead, like, I click on Richter and she's like, so children. It's like, I love children playing. It's like, no. I'm back, ma'am. So, nothing? I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. Now that I believe, like, obviously he probably deals with situations that involve covert officers frequently. He probably knows what they look like. However, meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door, and it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You were planning to go that far? I mean, that makes sense. We won't make much progress sticking around here. Okay, let me think. What a waste of time. We should move on quickly. Well, those were all the locations. I guess, are we going back to the high school? Is there something I didn't look at here? This is Komagata High School. I guess there haven't been any developments. Oh. What did I miss? Did I miss something up here? I doubt anyone's still living there. Hmm? Oh, so you came here too? What is it? Oh. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, I was like, we went to Michio's house, and the detectives were gonna come. I was like, Tatsumi was gonna come. They said they were gonna go there. There were a couple places they were gonna check out, and this was one of them. So I was surprised we didn't run into him here the first time. Could you repeat that? Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? Hmm. Have we seen these guys run into each other yet? Hmm. I don't think we have we? I don't think they have. But obviously they know each other because they both, like, investigate things, I guess. Hold on, I need a drink. Okay, we'll do one more. One more little TV screen. And then that'll probably be it for the evening. With dusk fast approaching, they have no time to waste. With that in mind, Tsutsumi and Ario direct their investigation toward Komagata High School and Shiraishi residence. Oh. Let's go to Komagata High School first, and then we'll like tie it in together. Here we are, Komagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. Let's think first. This is very jazzy music. Ideally, we could talk to someone who was involved in the incident. Easier said than done, though. Also got the surroundings. Yeah, the music needs to chill, actually. This is like very jazzy music for like investigating. Especially for these guys. I mean, I can see this might be music Ario would listen to, but it does not really seem like Tsutsumi's kind of jam. The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. The atmosphere is kind of tense with this many cops around. The music doesn't sound that way. It's just like weird. Yeah, exactly. It feels like we should be like you know, like jazz walking our way over to these like shadowy kids. gotta dance our way there. Okay, gymnasium. Komagata High's gymnasium also serves as a polling place and evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Okay. School building. Yoshimi also looked out for these students as a Sumida city officer. Juvenile delinquency has been a growing problem for years now. This school is no exception. Okay. Juvenile delinquents. It's always mathematically correct to jazz walk. I mean, that checks out. It sounds like science to me. Okay, so we're gonna listen to this jazzy music and read about juvenile delinquency. The midpoint of the Showa era saw a marked increase in delinquency among young people. A wave of violent incidents targeting teachers as well as students, and often involving weapons, consumed the nation's middle and high schools. Bosozoku motorcycle gangs also enjoyed their heyday around this time. Japanese arrest rates reached a historical peak during this period, and pompadoured Yankees and female sukeban delinquents became a common sight on the streets. This youth rebellion was also framed as a reaction to universal education policy or the pressure of highly competitive entrance exams. but its causes are likely manifold, extending far beyond the deficiencies of the education system. Okay. Just like that one girl that we talked to last time. You know that she was like in a gang because she had a long skirt. That's how it works. I watch anime. The school gate will stay locked while forensics inspects the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. School gates, gymnasium, surroundings. I think that's it. Okay, let's look at Aereo. Is there something on my shirt? Don't tell me I stink. Yeah, you do. Okay. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students were under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the Fool's Procession, and of course where that teacher was killed. Seems like a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Oh right, speaking of schools. What is it? You said Paranormal Affairs can't help us right now. So why don't we get that psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of people involved in the case led us back to the school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us. For a guy who questioned me on the legality of working with them, you sure are eager to exploit underage labor. Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine. When you become such a smooth talker. Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they are. Oh, I see. The skirt is long, she's doing wrong. I mean, you know what? I watch anime and that I know. I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout out the area. I don't know, is there? Maybe you could do it! Am I supposed to be like looking for someone? These are shadows. Oh. That it? It's... Oh, are we supposed to go to the house now? Are Richter and Haraway gonna help us? 9 AM? No, they're not here yet. It seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone. Just think before we do anything. Maybe we should have thought before we left that other place. Oh well. So, the Shiraishi household. There is a chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best that we didn't find her parents. The houses are really crammed together in these narrow alleyways. Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. It really feels like old Tokyo. Okay. It's quiet. This place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going, but it seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents. Probably smart move. Okay. Aereo was checking the Shiraishi house at the end of the road. Oh, Shiraishi, that means White Rock, right? This street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. There's a great few mass murders. I mean, you know... Oh, there we go. Alright, let's go check the house. He's like a little kid running on ahead. Oh. What? Okay, I was like, what do I do? Well, what do I do while he's done? Oh, you're back. No luck, boss. No one home? Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. And I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox. Humph. Okay. Suspend? What? I don't wanna... Okay. So do we go to the other one? Do we go over here? What? Do we now see them here? Or do I have to go back and move them here? Oh, that was not useful. Oh, now they're here. That's weird. Okay. I don't like this jumping around different storylines thing. Here we are, Komagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. Okay. They're very inconspicuous. Okay, hold on. I already read all this. Need to re-click through. Okay, we gotta look at his shirt again. Yeah, you stink. Okay, we gotta think first. Gotta make sure our thoughts happen. Already read that. Okay. Let's talk to female student. Huh, that's... Boss, what is it? You want to talk to those girls? Yeah, I do. This is divine intervention. We were brought here for a reason. Because I brought you here. Come on, Ario. Huh? What? Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. What are those even there for? Hey, aren't you? You must be that high schooler skirting the child labor laws, who I've heard so much about. Say that again? Sorry about that, he's with me. Mr. Tsutsumi, if that's how you feel, maybe you should look into improving my working conditions. I'd prefer not to work for free, to be honest. Don't you worry about that. If you help us out, we can have whatever you can have whatever you want. Boss's treat. Yeah, maybe after we solve the case. Like, it's just like, maybe he shouldn't be too eager to talk with the high school girls. Except he doesn't even call them high school girls. He calls them female student, which is like even colder. Like, it's like even more objectifying. I mean, like, it's using female as an adjective there, so that's fine, but it's still like a little weird. Wait, really? Thank you so much. I've always wanted to go to a fancy sushi place. Ooh, yeah, like one of those places in Ginza? I've never been. Let's go. We got ourselves a deal, right, boss? The girls are at our service. Oh, hold on now. What just happened? I never said I'd... Sushi? Yeah, that's kind of weird. Taking these high school girls for sushi? Two of you guys with two of the girls? Are you trying to, like, double date or something? It's weird. Looking forward to it, boss. Wait, since when were you included? Haha, you guys are so funny. You should just stand up. Okay, let's think for a second. Sushi, huh? Well, if that'll solve the case, it's a small price to pay. I'll just expense it to the paranormal affairs later. Okay. So our surroundings, as always. Forensics is still investigating the area. I didn't really want to bring these kids to a place like this, but there are too many onlookers outside for us to speak comfortably. Besides, it would be good to have Mio look around the scene too. Okay. What's that rope all about? It indicates where Junichi's body was found. They moved his body, but this way we still have an idea how it was found. Yikes, that's a little gross. You can even see how his arms and legs are all... Ugh. Cool it, Ario, you're scaring her. This kind of stuff is a little much for a kid. Hey, I'm pretty sure she only asked because you were staring at it so intently. You know what? I'm just gonna look at it some more. Alright, that's enough. Mio, what do you think? I knew it the second I looked at the scene. You're right. Traces of a curse still linger here. I figured as much. They're just compensating them for a date. Nothing weird. Yep. Totally normal. Does that mean Janucci was killed by one of the curses of the 7 mysteries? Yes. A strong curse like that always leaves behind a trace. Wow, Mio, you're so calm. Are you used to this kind of thing? I wouldn't say I'm used to it. It just comes with experience, I guess. No. I've heard some stories about you. Didn't you investigate a gruesome scene where someone had been killed by a paranormal attack without even breaking a sweat? Stop it, Mr. Susumi. She's going to get the wrong idea. Whoa, that's amazing! Mio, you're a professional! You think? Totally. You're cool even in the face of death. That's awesome. When you put it like that, I'm not sure how awesome it is. So a curse was used here, which means the curse bearer must have been on the scene too. Okay. This would be a great spot for her to be a bird. Shadow man. Okay. Let's look at June. It's usually easier to let Aereo do the talking when it comes to young people, but we only have a day. It'll be quicker if I take the reins this time. But he did manage to win them over with the promise of food. Let's see how this plays out. Mio Kurosuzu. She's like a disciple of the paranormal affairs chief. I've heard that she helps out with investigations free of charge under the guise of training. Although she's my old boss's protege, she helped me out plenty of times while I was in paranormal affairs. She may look meek, but she's got strong spirit sense, sharp instincts, and courage. Plus, quite the brain to back it all up. That said, I can't help but think there's some kind of darkness following her around. This is Yako Sakazaki. She is with Mio. Could she be a friend? Did Mio finally make a friend? Do you know— how well do you know Mio? Like, it sounds like you kind of know her, but then you're like, oh, she finally made a friend. Like, how do you keep up with her friends? That's very personal. You should keep it business. If she did, it would do this old man's heart good. Yeah, bro, you shouldn't get involved. Don't get your heart involved with these high school girls. But I better not say that out loud. Don't want to make her look bad. Okay. Let's talk to Mio first. So, how much have you been able to figure out? Well, I know what happened around midnight last night. Someone invoked the Feast of Shadows, which boosts the power of curses, then brought forth the 7 mysteries of Honjo. That allows even those who do not have the power to cast curses to gather soul dregs for the rite of resurrection. At least, that's my hypothesis. Sounds about right so far. As I'm sure you know, there are actually 9 mysteries, not 7. When the Feast of Shadows was cast, the curse stones appeared before those who wanted the rite at the locales of the 7 mysteries. We've managed to gather 3 curse stones so far, including the one I got first, the Evergreen Beach. You got 3 already? Wow. We have the curse stone of the Fool's Procession. Well, Yako, the girl standing behind me, does. That's me! Yako, the girl standing behind Mio! She does? Is she alright? We could take it off your hands. Well, the Feast of Shadows has no effect during the day, and there's still something I want to find out. Alright, I'll lead the Fool's Procession with you two then. I mean, on the one hand, I can kind of trust them. They're clearly good. But on the other hand, they're teenagers. So maybe you shouldn't give them a lot of like deadly weapons and stuff. Oh, we're not done looking at Mio. She's certainly well versed in the paranormal. I can't get over the darkness. Okay, now we're done. Let's talk to her again. Thank you. Please keep collecting the other curse stones. I'll be looking for a way to stop the Feast of Shadows. Okay, got it. That should make things go more smoothly. What about the other curse bearers? Have you run into any of them? Well, last night at school. You were here last night? Yes, you see... Huh. You two were using a spirit board? That's so cool. So that's when you ran into the curse echo. I'm glad you survived the encounter. Somehow we managed to get away without accidentally setting it off. The curse echo we saw took the shape of a woman missing an arm and a leg. What? A woman missing an arm and a leg? That's... The one-sided read, right? Yeah, okay. Oh! So that was Najima! The one-sided read. This is bad. Huh? What's so bad about that one? You know, Ario, you were there! Najima has the one-sided read. You idiot! Think! The curse bearer of the one-sided read is... Fumichika Najima! He admitted it himself. That's his curse. Oh, that's right! Wait, but if that's the case... I love how they're holding their poses! Najima might have been here last night. What? I mean, it's possible he was lying to us, but... What? Who's Najima? No clue. Okay. Let's talk about Fumichika Najima since he's first on the list. I'm gonna take a drink, though. That's true, that's true. Gotta know which arm and leg is missing. It could be the other-sided read. You know, and I know that's not one of the mysteries, but my understanding is there's no set limit to the number of 7 mysteries. There can be as many 7 mysteries as you want. So, Najima is trying to take advantage of the Feast of Shadows for his own nefarious purposes. Huh? He said he's going to massacre the city at sundown today? And he's trying to catch your daughter too? That's why we're trying to find him, but to no avail. Honestly, this information has been the most useful we've gotten so far. So just to be sure, could you tell me who else was at the school last night? Well, as far as we know, there was us, Mr. Janucci, and one of our classmates, Hitomi. Don't forget old man Ashimiya. Wait, Hitomi? Do you mean Hitomi Okuda? Second-year student? Well, yes. Why? Boss. So she was here last night. I saw Hitomi earlier, though, and she didn't seem like a curse bearer to me. You did? Did you talk to her? Yes. Would you mind if we asked you a few questions about that? Hitomi said she didn't want to talk to the police because she was afraid she'd become a suspect. So I can't tell you anything unless you swear you won't drag her into this. Ah, I see. Don't worry. This is about a different matter. A different matter? You mean about that police officer, Mr. Yoshimi? You know about that? Did Hitomi say something about him? Yes, she did actually. Let's talk to her again. Still about Najima, because I feel like we didn't get very far into that. If we're talking about people who were at school last night, there was one more person, though I'm not too clear on the details. There was someone else? Apparently, Hitomi actually saw Mr. Janucci getting cursed and killed last night. What? Talk about some vital information. What she said happened was... Michio was the one who killed Mr. Janucci? Are you sure it was really Michio that she saw? Well, that's what she told me. I wasn't there. That must mean there's another curse bearer here last night. Janucci was killed by a curse, so someone had to have been there, whether it was Michio or not. Damn, boss, do you think it really could have been Michio's ghost? Language! There are children around. I mean, based on what we've heard, she does have plenty of reasons to be vengeful. Calm down. Just because the paranormal exists doesn't mean just anything is possible. It's still possible that Najima was behind Janucci's death. But what about Hitomi's story? Oh my gosh. About this janitor. Ashimiya, was it? How old was he? Do you know how long he's worked here? Huh? Why are you so interested in him all of a sudden? I only just transferred to this school though, so I have no idea. He's around 50 years old. He came to our school about half a year ago. No one knows what he did before, so there are all kinds of rumors about him. I see. Thanks. I think I'm starting to get a better picture of all this. Huh? Listen up. It's not uncommon for former prisoners to find work under an alias after their release. The notoriety attached to their former name can get in the way of proper rehabilitation, you see. What are you— No way! Ario, have the officers apprehend the janitor. He worked the night shift, so he might still be in the overnight room. Yes, right away. Boss, bad news. Apparently the room's been empty all morning. Sounds like they've been looking to question Ashimiya too, but couldn't find him anywhere. No. That all but confirms it. Just one more thing to check. Are there any photos of this Ashimiya? The old man seriously hated getting his picture taken. He'd always avoid it. Ario, contact an urgent search for Makoto Ashimiya. We can't let him get away. How do we know his first name? Yes, sir. I'll contact HQ right away. Oh my, I didn't expect this at all. Yeah, how could that old man have been some horrible criminal mastermind? I can't believe it. And a curse bearer on top of that. To think he was so close to us this whole time. Ugh, it gives me chills. A guy like that really shouldn't have been allowed to work at a high school. Let's hope it isn't already too late. Oh, I may have shown Ashimiya my curse stone last night. What? I don't like this one bit. Najima did say he wasn't specifically targeting curse bearers, but... I'm glad nothing happened to you. Wait, but then, could it have been Old Man Ashimiya who attacked you in the hallway? Ah, I almost told him that you were still in the building too. What? You did? Yikes. Good thing I didn't say anything. You might have gotten lucky there, kid. This is too much. I hope they find him soon. Come on, long arm of the law. Help us. Okay. Alright, about the mastermind behind the Feast of Shadows. To put a stop to the Feast of Shadows, it would help if I knew more about how the curses of these 7 mysteries first came about. In that case, you're probably best off talking to that crabby researcher guy. Hold on, I need to take a drink. You mean Mr. Ariishi? I would very much like to talk to him. Right, he's a teacher here too, isn't he? You would know him already. He might be more inclined to talk if it's one of his students doing the asking. Do you know where he is? I do. We tried to talk to him, but he refused to cooperate. But you two should give it a try. He's at his usual cafe working on his papers. The cafe? Oh, Korokikyo Cafe in Kamizawa. Thanks. We'll head over there now. School rules say we're not allowed to go to cafes, though. What? You're not allowed to go to cafes? Is cafe code word for something? Or like, what? It's so weird. It's not a boarding school, right? No, because you live off campus. What? It's crazy. What is this? 80s Japan is weird, I guess. Don't worry about it. I'll allow it. School rules, bro. School rules. That's not the law. It's the school rules. You're a police officer. What can you do? Thank you. Huh. That's all it takes? I guess. There must be a mastermind behind everything. Someone who orchestrated all this for a reason. I want to find out why. Okay. Good talk. Let's talk about Hitomi. Hitomi did say that Mr. Yoshimi entrusted her with something. He did? What was it? Part rule number 5, no fun allowed. Apparently. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of curious what else is forbidden. you can do like Ouija boards, and you can wear like a little like, you know, pentagram in your hair and stuff like that. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, it wouldn't be a Japanese high school without the occult, right? But like, no cafes. Yoshimi gave her a talisman? Yes, apparently he also asked her to look for another one just like it. One that Michio had. What kind of talismans could they be, boss? Doesn't ring a bell. But if Yoshimi was talking about them with his dying breath, they must have been pretty important. Did they find a talisman on Michio where her body was found? I'll check, but if they did, Yoshimi would have had plenty of time to retrieve it before he died. Right. Would you consider giving us Hitomi's contact information? I'd like to talk to her about this talisman. I'm not sure. She never opened up to anyone except Mr. Yoshimi. I'm no good, huh? I was friends with Yoshimi, though. You don't seem like you don't seem like too bad of a guy. Not all that scary for a cop. But I doubt that'll be enough for her. She really doesn't want to end up becoming a suspect. To be honest, she was even a bit wary of us. Well then. Do you think she talked to Yoshimi's fiancé? Haven't they met before? Oh, they have. She told us about that. Yes, she might be willing to talk to her. Alright, then we better find her fast. You haven't been able to reach her? That's a little worrying. Mayu Chizawa. We'll let you know as soon as we manage to contact her. Okay, I'd be willing to give Hitomi's contact information to her. Oh right, one more thing. Hitomi told me that Mr. Yoshimi gave her instructions in the event that something happened to him. He told her to give the talisman to Mr. Nakagoshi from the police headquarters. What? So it was Nakagoshi's case? Why would Yoshimi tell her that? Could you check on that? I will, but, well, I don't know if they'll pick up when I call. Is he with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau? Well, yes, Nakagoshi's a chief, but he's almost never in, so I don't really know the guy. To be honest, I'm not even sure if he exists or if he's just a figurehead. I missed that last bit. I've never spoken to him myself. All of Paranormal Affairs' cases are referred to as Nakagoshi cases. Geez, what's up with that? That amulet Hitomi was looking for may be the missing puzzle piece to this mystery. Is that it? Okay. What was that thing you mentioned about Michio earlier? Something about a grudge? Did you know anything about her? What's your relation? I'm her friend. I was actually planning to resurrect her at first. Weird thing to say. Ah, I see. We gained quite a lot of information from you two. It's only fair we share as well. Tell her, Ariel. Alright. Keep in mind that this is just a theory, though. Okay. After re-examining the crime scene, Yoshimi concluded that Michio's death wasn't a suicide, but a vehicular collision. Wait, what? An accident? Being hit by a speeding truck or van would have resulted in similar injuries. The investigation was ordered by Yoshimi, but it seems he had his doubts about it being a suicide. What? A van? Speeding? Yako, what's wrong? Are you okay? Just a bunch of screaming. Ooh, what? A van. There's a young man in the driver's seat. In the passenger seat. A woman? Yako. Oh, I didn't even click. It just went on its own. Yes? Wait, Are you back now? How do you feel? You're covered in sweat. Yeah, I'm okay, I think. Sorry, I went a little crazy there. It's no problem. As long as you're okay, that was quite a surprise, though. We're just gonna let that go? Yoshimi talked about Michio, right? Well, he didn't give any specifics, if that's what you're wondering about. So I don't know what was truly on Michio's mind either. Right. Do you have any idea why Janucci was so scared of Michio? Well, about that, I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but... I see. Well, I have expected it was something like that. Thank you for telling me. Sorry, it's hard to explain. I wonder what he got his hands on to be able to blackmail her like that. Michio, what happened? Okay, I figured that was a closing line. Okay. Alright, now we have to talk to Ariel. This is one hell of a coincidence, huh? That this random girl you know is already involved with the case. Oh, no, okay. Is that it? Are we done? Let's do a little bit of thinking. Janucci was almost definitely killed by a curse, but I wonder about the exact cause of death. If the curse's origin and the cause of death are connected, it could give us another lead. Okay, I don't think... No, we haven't finished this yet. Hey boss, forensics is calling. I'll see what they have to say. Sure, thanks. Boss, they found this on the ground a short distance away from the scene. What is that? Ribbon? Yeah, the kind you use to tie up your hair. What? I've seen that ribbon before. You have? Go on then. That's the ribbon that Michio always used to wear. What? This pose he does. It's very dramatic. Doesn't that mean that Michio was here? Are you sure? Definitely. I have the same one at home. We bought them together. That has to be hers. Maybe it was yours, Yako. Then, did she come back to life somehow? But how? Yeah, it's quite the pose. It's quite the pose. Okay. Let me talk to her again. Gotta take a drink though. If I was Michio and I came back to life, where would I go? That's the question. Apparently to school to kill your teacher. She got her revenge on Janucci, but she may have more revenge to dish out. Is there anyone else she'd have a grudge against? Well, what about that guy who killed her in the collision? If she really did come back to life, then it's terribly sad that she's spending her new chance at life like this. Being obsessed with revenge is such a tragic way to live. Oh, we're flashing around. I'm afraid that's all we can tell you. I love her little expression. Don't worry, you were a big help, thank you. We should start our search for Najima and Mayu Chizawa. It may be worth it to check Michio's house just in case as well, just in case. Let's use the school as our base of operations. If anything happens, go to one of the officers hanging around here. Got it. Thank you and good luck. We'll go talk to Mr. Arishi about a way to lift this curse. Alright, boss. Let's get going whenever you're ready. Alright. I think we're ready, because I think that's it. Let's do some thinking first. We'll leave the curse lifting to the girls while we go looking for Najima and Shozawa. There is also the matter of Yoshimi's talisman. But we won't get anything done staying here. We better get a move on. Alright, let's move. We gotta go meet Richter and Haraway. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. So we are... Okay. I was worried that that was... What was that? That was theirs. Yeah, it was Fancy Sushi. I was worried that we'd have to go talk to these guys in this chapter, but it's a different chapter, so that's good. Okay, well, I think I will end it there for tonight. These guys' voices are rough. Okay. So I have this stuff to continue with next time. I'll stream again tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be playing tomorrow. I might, continue with this. We might go back to Sir Brandt. Might even play some Phasmophobia, because it's been a while since I've played it. So we'll see. We'll see. I bought some new games in the Steam sale. Even though I already have games to play, now I have even more games to play. And yeah, so, back out to save first. What was it on this one? Okay. Wait, that did save, right? Yes, okay. Just checking. Alright, returning title. So we gotta get back to the cool music. Okay. I love the music here. It's so good. Okay. Anyway, yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for watching. Everyone who's chatting, nice to talk to you. Everyone who's lurking, thanks for lurking and hanging out. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And have a good night in the meantime. Have a good day tomorrow. I don't know if anyone's celebrating things for 4th of July yet. There are people literally in the past like 10 minutes setting off fireworks outside. I don't think you can hear it on stream. But I can. And it makes not a whole lot of jump scares. Yeah, big Canada Day. Right. Well, it's still 10:53 here. Yes, happy Canada Day. But yeah, so this isn't full of jump scares, but like sometimes the fireworks outside can like make things be a little jumpy. When a sudden like big boom happens when you're not really expecting it necessarily. Um, but yeah. So yeah, so anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night, have a good day tomorrow, have whatever you happen to be celebrating. If you're celebrating stuff, or otherwise it's Sunday, it's the weekend. If you have off, enjoy that. I don't know. Have a good day. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. I'll be back tomorrow. So until then, see ya.